Update the situation on Long Island. Nassau County has reported its third death today, as the number of cases across the island is now approaching 600. All this coming as New York's largest healthcare provider is sounding an alarm about not having enough supplies long term. Let's go live to News 4's Greg Sergel in Lake Success, talking about those new concerns there. Greg?
Well, Stephan, we're here outside Long Island Jewish Medical Center, and today, as we watch the number of coronavirus cases increase, we're also hearing more and more pleas from doctors and nurses worried about that shortage of equipment and their own safety as they continue to battle this virus. From the front lines of the coronavirus fight, a cry for help.
We, the practitioners, have a lot of fear and insecurity about this situation.
The Stony Brook Hospital critical care nurse told MSNBC workers don't have enough personal protection equipment, or PPE, things like masks, gowns, gloves, and goggles.
And what is starting to happen now is that the healthcare professionals are getting sick, and we haven't even seen the height of this pandemic.
Healthcare workers have now taken to social media using the hashtag #GetMePPE. This New York City doctor, whose husband is also a doctor, writes, quote, "Don't make us orphan our two toddlers."
There's a lot of fear, there's a lot of panic, there's a lot of confusion about what the proper equipment actually is.
The chief medical officer for Northwell Health says his system of 23 New York hospitals has yet to see equipment shortages. But with 30,000 doctors and nurses all wearing masks every day, that shortage, he says, is a real threat.
Every single place across the country is looking for the same thing.
Dr. Battinelli confirms a handful of his staff has tested positive for coronavirus, but it's unclear, he says, if they contracted the virus while on the job or in their community. The best way to protect them, he insists, is for the government to step in and help.
You've seen, the announcements about wartime supplies, et cetera, et cetera. We need to be able to gear up for that capacity. There's no way that the vendors themselves are currently prepared.
Now, the good news is we're seeing some evidence that private citizens and private sector businesses are stepping in to help with this. Late this afternoon, we received word that a Bellport, Long Island company was providing some extra PPE that it had on hand to local law enforcement. And hospitals are hoping that other private companies will step in as well to try and fill the void until the government can deal with the problem as a whole. We're live in Lake Success. Greg Sergel, News 4 New York.